What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Across the Pond, where two American boys tell you about the worldwide world of soccer/football. I'm the host, Richard Badillo, joined by the man with the noggin, Jacob Bullard. How you doing?
That's probably the cleanest intro you may have ever had. That was good.
Thank you.
That was good. I'm real proud of you.
Working real hard on it.
I'm very proud. It's showing. The hard work is paying off.
Thank you. In this episode, we are going to talk about how Arsenal got whacked, United get by, and Liverpool dropping points against West Ham.
Stumble.
But before we start our usual schedule of previews, reviews, and then other games outside of England, we are going to add an extra segment into this one. We'll see if it reoccurs every so often, just to talk a little bit more, like not have to do the usual stuff and have a little bit of fun. This morning, I saw a video on Jamie Carragher talking about United having a better side he had the better squad than Liverpool, and I thought it was interesting. I was like, what? That I was just like, it hit me. But it was a segment on Sky Sports, and then it was like a video reviewing this. But I thought it would be interesting to see your take on it, because you have what would be like a neutral kind of view in a way, because like obviously I guess you're a City fan.
I hate both of them.
I'm a United fan, but like it's like Liverpool, United, to talk, like have someone else talk about it, I think would be interesting. Yeah. I think your take on it would be another thing that would be beneficial. So we're going to talk about what exactly Carragher was talking about in the video, or on Sky Sports was talking about how I guess that United had more depth, I guess, the gist of it. The video also talked about how, you can't really, he was agreeing with certain parts of where they had depth at, I guess. And I kind of agree with that a little bit, not too much. I understand that. So we are going to look at the squads for both of the teams, but we're going to exclude anyone that's hurt. So if someone's hurt, we cannot use them in this kind of argument. So it's at the moment.
Is that what the argument that he was making, though?
I don't care what kind of argument he's making, but we're going to use that to where they have to be healthy players.
Okay.
So I think
not necessarily how I went about it, but sure.
But I think that would be the best way to go about it. Because at the moment, I would say this argument holds better than if all players were healthy.
I think it's relevant at the moment because of Liverpool's injury situation.
Yeah.
But I think that the conclusions that are made in that video, and that I think I will come to here, apply with a full squad as well.
Okay. Well, I think that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's better to just talk about it without the players that are not in the squad or in the injury reserve. So
okay, you do you, I'll do me.
Okay, I didn't make up a squad because I feel like
this just helped me like kind of convey my thoughts.
Okay, let's convey your thoughts through your mouth.
Okay, so so I did a combine. I started with a combined 11. I thought about this like, okay, like I need to look at the two squads and like who would I take. So I did just like a 4-3-3. Obviously the goalkeeper as well. De Gea, I think, starts over Alisson. Not a knock against Alisson, like he's a great goalkeeper, but De Gea is the best goalkeeper in the world. Like, let's move that out of the way. Now I didn't take into account the whole injury thing necessarily. Like I took this from like a full strength side. So like I have Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, Lindelof and Van Dijk in the middle, and Robertson at left back. So 3 Liverpool players to 1 United player in the defense. In the midfield, I have Fabinho, Pogba, and I can't believe that it ended up this way, but I actually have James Milner. I think that just like his versatility, and looking at like the Liverpool midfielders that I have here, Henderson, Wijnaldum, Naby Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Lallana, and then Herrera, Lingard, Juan Mata, and Fred. Like almost all of those I viewed nearly equally.
I think so Herrera is like the only standout out of all of those.
Okay.
Because he's just the guy that is different for everyone else because of the way his energy is throughout the game, but also the way he wins balls back and then puts it back into play.
Okay.
I think that's why
I'll grant you that. I mean, Herrera's probably, I think I agree that Herrera's probably the best of like all those people that I named.
Like right now, he's like one of the very important players in the United side that's I think one of the reasons why we're being successful.
I picked Milner just because of his versatility, like him being out there on the field. Like you can change your system like that and like move Milner wherever you need him, and he's like at least serviceable. So I guess that's kind of why I included him. And then up front, I have Salah on the right, obviously, but I was surprised, I guess, a little bit by this too. But I actually have Martial and Rashford. I have Rashford playing up the middle, but Martial on the left, and I think I would take Martial or Rashford over Sadio Mane. But I moved Rashford in the middle because I think I would have Rashford over Firmino and Lukaku. So that's why Rashford is up the middle. But then I made two more squads here. I won't necessarily go through them. It'll take too much time. But I tried to make kind of like what a B team would look like, where it was like a mixture of starting players and bench players sort of thing. And I think looking at the two, the conclusion that was made by Carragher in that video was that like he specifically mentioned like the attack as being better, especially like when you include the people that are options on the bench. And then like the midfield, like I think the pool of players that Liverpool have in the midfield and the pool of players that Liverpool have in defense would lead you to believe that they're much stronger in that position, I think, than United's players are. But this is kind of what I want to get into a little bit with where I'll give United credit and a little bit of brownie points in this question of like who has the better squad, is that first off, going forward, I 100% agree. Like you would take Martial and Sanchez over Sturridge, Origi, and Shaqiri. Like those are better options coming off the bench. But not only are they better options, if you look at even in the midfield, where I would say United are not necessarily as strong. Like Pogba, they need Pogba there, otherwise it's like not even close. But when you look past Pogba, what you have on the United bench that I don't necessarily see with Liverpool is different options. Like Matic, Herrera, Lingard, Mata, and Fred. Like there almost aren't two of those that are the same player. Like they all offer something different. They all offer, like if you put them in as a sub in the middle of the game, like you're changing something about the way you're playing, and they offer different, like they're good at different things and stuff like that. That's kind of like where I'm giving United credit. Where if I look at Liverpool and in their midfield, for example, with Henderson, Wijnaldum, Naby Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Lallana, like except for maybe Jordan Henderson, I think of him a little bit more as a defensive midfielder. All of those people are the same player. And if you look at the attacking subs that Liverpool have with Origi, Sturridge, and Shaqiri, like Shaqiri is the exact same type of player that Salah and Mane are. And so like you're giving one of those guys a break when you play Shaqiri, but like you're not changing anything about how you play. And I think that's where I'm giving United the edge.
So I get what you're saying. So you're saying when you
have a more well-rounded team.
Yeah. So when when a team kind of has you honed in, and they know what you're going to do, and their setup and their game plan is basically perfect that day. No matter who Liverpool's going to sub in, it's not going to make a difference.
Right, their subs are less likely to actually affect change in how they're playing. They're basically just fresh legs, if that makes sense. And I think that while I agree with what Carragher said in that I would much prefer to have United's bench than Liverpool's bench. I think you can't necessarily afford to ignore like the squad as a whole, or like the first 11 for Liverpool is a better team than United's. But I would think like if you could take Liverpool's first 11 and United's first 11, but swap benches, like that gap like widens really quickly. So like I think I agree that they have a better squad in the sense of like they have a better bench. They have like a more like B level players in their starting lineup. Like you were saying earlier about how like they have squad players, and like Liverpool have a bunch of players, not a bunch, but like 4, I guess I would say, players that would go into anyone's team basically. But then they have their starting 11 is then filled with like lower players, and their squad is even lower. Like their bench players are even lower. So, and then, like I said, I think that United their squad is more well-rounded, and that they have different people on their bench to change how they play. Instead of just like, like when Lallana's healthy, like Lallana, Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Wijnaldum, and maybe Naby Keita are like those are all the same sort of midfielder. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
So
I get what you're saying. So like, yeah, I would. I think the player, or I guess, I give a midfield a lot more credit than when I actually think about it. Just because I think it's the transition of the way we're playing now, like the midfield that we have right now. But the problem is that we haven't been able to like switch them out for someone else to see how it works. It's not been working well. So like the three midfield, like you have Matic in defense with Herrera being the ball winner, and then Pogba moving up forward and helping out in the attack. Like that combo is like the best combo we have right now. We're not able to put someone in and out at the moment. So that's why when I looked at it at first, this is like current United, not like over. I guess when I look at you, the way you said that when you're explaining the midfield, I was like, I didn't think about that in a way too. But yeah, defensively, I think we just have squad players in a way. I guess I think the only one that would have a chance to the two players that would have a chance to like make top 6 sides would be Luke Shaw and Lindelof. Everyone else is just kind of they would be just on the bench, basically. Dalot's not ready yet. Bai just hasn't. We gotta give him more time, I think, to give him like the realistic assessment, I guess, for me. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting argument too, because of the way like Liverpool has kind of not fallen apart, but it seems like that trajectory is like sliding down, and like what we're gonna find out later in the season is that Nathaniel Klein's loan was probably like one of their biggest mistakes this year. But I mean, I don't think Arnold got hurt like maybe 2 or 3 days after, I believe, when they loaned him out. So it was like, you can't really see that happening, but you're also playing, you're in the chase for the Premier League title. Why are you loaning your back up? You know what I mean? And then if you're going to loan him out, why isn't there going to like a replacement as well? And that was what I was concerned. I get Milner, but I just don't. Milner is the best you're going to get out of Milner, I feel, is in the midfield.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And having that option there, I just don't think it's just I don't think it's like the best option in my book. I know you have the history of like watching him and everything, but I've seen so much like when I'm watching those games when he's defending and out of position, it's just like, oh, dude, like they need to find and then also in the West Ham game that we're going to talk about, I think he would have been best in the midfield. I think he would have offered a different way to attack than the midfielders they had in that game. That's why I was like, he shouldn't be. They needed like a right back so he can play in the midfield.
No, I 100% agree with you. And like my high opinion of Milner is not that. I mean, the reality is
history.
Well, that as well.
Yeah.
But I think that first, I think it's a little bit of a special scenario just because of the number of injuries that Liverpool have, like with Joe Gomez being out, Trent Alexander-Arnold being out, Lovren not being able to play. Like I think you would want to see, if you want to move Milner in the midfield, you would have to have a center back who can play right back. Like right now, look at Manchester City, for example, like the game that we just watched against Everton and the last few games for a while, like Mendy's hurt, so we don't have a left back, like a natural left back playing. So like we're playing a center back at left back. But if I look at all of the other people, like if I look at Zinchenko and Fabian Delph and people like that who have played, like of all the people who are not natural defenders in the Premier League, James Milner is the person I would want to fill in. Now, but that's not to say that he should play. Like, I'm not saying Milner should be right back for Liverpool.
Yeah.
But like, he's the best. He's like a patchwork player that can fill any hole in a very short term.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love having those players in my career mode. I love them. I love you, Christian Forster. But
yeah, like
we're playing for a title. Goddamn it! What the fuck?
It would have benefited Liverpool to not have Milner at right, like to have an actual right back over having James Milner there. But
that would
like
have been Naby Keita,
if anyone, yeah, Jesus. Okay, yeah.
I'm just saying, or even like Fabinho too. It was just like
maybe I would have moved. I would have probably kept Fabinho in the middle and moved, I guess, Matip to the right.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about our review. We're done with that for right now. Let us know in the comments down below what you think. Does United have a better? What do you want to say? Better overall squad?
Yeah,
better overall squad than Liverpool's current squad, not like Liverpool healthy squad. Is also what we're saying, because I think
I don't know. I think at least the bench thing for sure is true, regardless of who's healthy.
Okay, well, because I would
be comfortable saying that.
Okay, all right. So overall squad, I guess. Let us know in the comments down below if you agree with us. So you're saying yes?
I'm saying, I guess, yeah, I am.
I'm like even. I think like Liverpool's starting side cancels.
I'm saying yes.
The bench, I guess, in a way, so they're equal.
Okay, I'm saying yes in the framework that I was trying to go for, where like United have more options, where like they can play, so like they finally have a manager that's willing to do different things, and like Mourinho playing the same way every single time, sort of thing, and like they have a much more well-rounded squad, whereas Liverpool's subs, while like very talented in their own right, are like Shaqiri in for Mane or Salah is like the same type of player, and like most of their midfielders being subbed on is the same type of player, that sort of thing.
Okay,
like they have just more. United has more available to them.
All right, so let us know down there.